Welcome back to manfred+magic. Today we've got the top 10 URZAS.AI sorceries. Let's go. First we have Shrek is Love, of course. Strictly speaking, this is a terrible card. 4 mana to make one creature unable to block for a turn. You can get that effect pretty easily for like 1 mana. So this thing sucks. But there is little doubt that it will succeed. But if you think of the happiness of those who have never seen a glade of leaves, you will wonder why it failed. Of course, indeed, why would it fail when Shrek is love? Look at those luscious lips on Shrek. Coming in at number 9, we have Spelly Spell. It costs 1 Grixis, and each player may exile 2 cards from their hands face down. Each player who does loses half of their life, rounded up. Now, I don't see any downsides to this. Rounded up, that's just nice. And you can, I don't know, you can choose to do it, but you know, whatever. You're probably going to do it anyway because it's such a great effect. But yeah, anyway, in a strange twist of fate, I was born to make spears. Meldslain, Spirit of Spellbomb Captain. Just, I wonder if that's Meldslan on the art there. Number 8 brings us
Destroy All Monsters.
Costs 3 white, and Destroy All Monsters deals damage to each creature equal to the number of creatures that died this turn. That's insane. Just, that's crazy, you know, sacrifice outlet. If you get kind of a loop going, maybe with like Cauldron Familiar somehow, and then you just like destroy all creatures with, or deal damage to all creatures equal to number of creatures that died this turn. That's a crazy effect. It is just as strong as the Terror of Death. Slicer and Dicer is number 7. Costs 1 generic mana, and you destroy target creature with power 2 or less. Now that goes in any deck, and you just destroy any creature with power 2 or less. That's so cool. Imagine that in like just a basic green deck. Just like a, I don't know, it's almost like a Fatal Push almost. Like a less good Fatal Push, but you can pay any color mana for it. That's pretty cool. And Borborygmos apparently says, a thing has to be destroyed to be useful. That's actually probably something Borborygmos would say. Next is a little bit weird. We have Land Grabber. It's 1 white sorcery, and you put a target creature from any graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. That's pretty awesome in white. I don't know why it's called Land Grabber and it grabs creatures, but you know, that's how it goes with URZAS.AI. Some must stand united in a ring, others stand united in a knot. That sounds like a scout camp riddle right there. Number 5 is Mana Gusher, 2 red. Gusher deals 3 damage to each creature and each player. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, and it's got some gushers in the art. Behold, Gusher. It seems like the stones of Mephidros were crying out for your vengeance. Memnarch, the logician, said that. Didn't know if you knew that, but he did say that. Number 4 brings us Artifact Killer, 2 red, so just red, and you exile an artifact or creature. That's a great effect. That is so good. And the wealthy sought for death, hoping to outlast the rest. But that spell really helps them outlast those other things, because you just exile something. That's so good. So cool. Number 3 is Artifact Nullifier. Costs 3 red, and each player sacrifices a permanent for each artifact they control. That's insane. Just sacrificing permanents for each artifact. You know, maybe you don't control any artifacts and you're fine, but for those other artifact decks out there, you got to sacrifice either all your artifacts or other things that like equal the number of artifacts. That's crazy. That would destroy some decks. And take what the mischief wants, not the spoil it deserves. That's a Luminance hymn. Maybe we should sing it. Take what the mischief wants, not the spoil it deserves. Number 2 is Encanto Demolisher. This one says Encanto Demolisher. And it's a blue sorcery, 2 blue, and you search your library for a card and put that card into your hand and then shuffle. That is incredible. Just a normal tutor in blue. How broken is this? Like, you can't just put tutors in blue. It's so good. It's so broken. But the mysterious bastion of Oncrop. There's no period at the end of that sentence, but the mysterious bastion of Oncrop. Yes, indeed. Our honorable mention is 9 to 5. It's nothing special. It's just take an extra turn after this one for 5 mana, which is pretty normal, I'd say. But the danger was supposed to be manageable, but not so manageable that it proved to be dangerous. That sounds just like a 9 to 5 job, doesn't it? Number 1 has Rock of the Century. It costs 2 generic mana, and you search for a basic land card and put that card on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. Now, I don't know about you, but that's pretty strong. If you just have a generic spell in any color that puts a basic into play tapped, that's better than Rampant Growth. Rampant Growth grabs. It costs in a green. But this Rock of the Century is just too generic, and you search for any basic under the play tapped. That's so good. Its flavor text says the core is a time rift and a chain of time rifts that spans centuries. I don't know what that means, but there it is. There's Rock of the Century. I like the art. It's a big rock. I don't know. Maybe it's a small rock and it's just really close. Anyway, that is all for this time. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you check out other videos on the channel, and make sure you join me next week for your weekly dose of magic. Huzzah! To support this channel, visit the TCGplayer affiliate link in the description below. And if you want to support the channel directly, visit patreon.com/manfred+magic. As a patron, you'll have access to the community Discord where you can talk with myself and other friends about all things magic. And you'll find even more benefits for each tier, starting at $1 as a copper.